Hello, this is Ray Edwards coming to you once again from autoresponder-email-secrets.com. Today I want to look at the subject of best practices for email design. Business before pleasure, except pleasure is your business. So goes an old adage that reminds you of how you should place your obligation above the pursuit of your own gratification. The same can be said of graphic design in emails. Graphic designers, biased by their training, often place beauty and aesthetics above function and what works. The designs in emails that get the highest readership and response are often night and day apart from what looks good to the eyes. Many high converting emails may not win an art award, but they accomplish what they are meant to do: make more sales. Now here are 5 of what I consider to be the most important factors that you should consider when designing your emails. The first one is try not to overshadow the message with the graphics. If your graphic design is so fancy that it causes the reader to pause and be wowed by the design, then your message will likely get lost. The purpose of the graphics is to help relay your message and not compete with it. This does not mean that you want your emails to have a shabby design, because this is just as harmful. But like salt, which enhances the flavor of your food, too much can kill you. The purpose of the design is to make a professional first impression and lead the email recipients into the marketing message of the email, and not to blunt this message. Secondly, try and go easy with the header graphics. Now, most websites would have a header graphic above the top of the page which may show your company logo and a tagline, and most email graphic designers may try to repeat this in the email itself. Now, keep in mind that the preview section of the email, that is what the reader sees without scrolling down, is the most crucial real estate for your email. If you fill this section with your company logo and graphics, then you are missing an important opportunity to pull the reader into reading the remainder of your email. The point here is that this preview section of the email should be used to convince the reader to continue reading the email and not be wasted with logo graphics. Number 3, try and design with graphic blockers in mind. Now keep in mind that some popular email clients such as Gmail and Outlook, they block images as the default setting. This means that these clients would only see the space holders or alt tags where the images should be. Now of course the email recipient can choose to turn on the images, but this is an extra step that you don't want to count on. What designers must do is to create a layout so even if the images do not show up, the message would not be adversely affected. The design elements and the technology available in email is still behind that for the web, and not every HTML design element is available for the email platform. Number 4, avoid graphic response buttons. Now, your emails are sent out with a response device that usually involves a link that the reader must click to get to a website for more information or to make a purchase. So if your click here links are replaced with graphics and the email client doesn't show these graphics, then the reader cannot respond to your email. This would drastically reduce your click-through rate, your CTR, since there is nothing to click on. It's best to keep all your calls to action as simple text lines that would show up in both text and HTML formatted emails. This doesn't mean that graphic buttons cannot be used to support the text link, but the graphic buttons should not stand on their own. Number 5, keep the unique email medium in mind. What do I mean by this? Well, email is a unique medium, quite unlike a web page, a flyer, or print ad. In order to adapt to the more popular email clients, it is wise to view your messages in these clients before sending out a campaign to 10,000 subscribers. The email client's preview pane has limitations on different size monitors, and it's well to place images outside of the main message zone. You should also avoid the use of nested tables, heavy use of background images, the use of cascading style sheet and HTML emails that go above 650 pixels wide. As far as possible, you should validate your HTML code. Avoid scripting and don't use a navigation scheme that is different to that on your website. So beware of embedding rich media in the email, but host these on your websites instead. The underlying principle is that you want to keep it as simple as possible without sacrificing the professional look. The leading email service providers would provide you with email HTML templates that you can use as is or adjust to match your company's preferences. These templates would have been designed specifically for emailing and already meet the criteria that we discussed before. So even if you don't plan on using these templates, they can provide a starting point or basis for your own designs.